Let's watch this one right here. We got scary videos that will scare the heck out of you. Nuke's top fives. And I will see on a scale of 1 to 10 whether it's believable or it's just flat out cap.
Hunter Mathis lives in a historic home in Memphis, Tennessee that was built in 1859. The house sits across from a forensic center where actual autopsies are often performed. One night when Hunter is home alone, he spots someone wearing a hat just standing on his front porch. And this is when things start to get really creepy.
Am I tripping, or does this not look like a guy with a hat on outside my door when literally no one is there? Like, I even show no one is outside. Okay, maybe it's something that causes to look like that. That's gotta be a dude.
What in the actual hell? There's literally...
Now, Hunter says that he opened the door because, unfortunately, having strangers standing on his doorstep is a common problem, but it's usually easily solved.
We live in downtown Memphis, which means we're used to having a homeless population. Usually when it rains, we will have homeless people walk up on the porch, and it is sad, but we do have to ask them to leave because we're on a private property. Every time I have had to ask a homeless person to get off the porch, they've always been kind, sweet, or just listened. They're just like you and me. They're just in much rougher circumstances. I was perplexed in the video because I thought, I didn't pay attention to the light passing through the shadow. I was like, it's not raining. Why is someone on my front porch? I get that to a lot of you in your everyday lives, that's not a good call. And probably moving forward, I won't do that. But I've been in that situation multiple times and I just didn't think anything about it.
Now, Hunter has even tried to debunk his own video to figure out exactly what he could have saw at his door that night, but it still just doesn't make sense.
The front of our house where somebody would be. For them to run, where would they have to hide? It goes straight out, guts out. This way, another commercial building, it juts out. They would also have to jump down into this.
My question is this the one and only occurrence? Because usually when you think of hauntings or ghosts or whatever, it probably happens like multiple times.
Drop of a fence and go that way.
Hunter says that he has lived in the house for 2 years, but he has never experienced anything like this. So just who or what did he see at his door?
I'm thinking like...
Next up, a woman...
I'm thinking that the video is real. He caught it on Snapchat, which means you literally are recording it. I mean, you can still edit that, can you? Yeah. Unless if it went straight up on his story immediately, that might not be. No, you can still edit that, right? Yeah. Yeah, you can. I'm saying that the video is real, but I'm not saying that there's a ghost there. I'm thinking that it's just something that created that shadow effect. You know what he should have done right after the video? He went outside and recorded to see if there's anyone out there. He should have gone back inside to still see if that shadow was there. If it was gone, then that's creepy shit. If it was still there, it means that something is creating that shadow. So on a scale of 1 to 10, whether it's believable that's paranormal, I'm gonna go with like a like a 2. I think there's like a reasonable explanation for it.
Woman is recording a video with her daughter to show off her new blue LED pool lights. But when she reviews her clip, she notices that she accidentally caught something that is downright creepy. Some odd translucent figure seems to eerily float around the edge of the pool, passing right through the woman's daughter.
That's translucent.
So are these figures just a trick of the light? Or did these people capture real evidence of the supernatural? A little visit. Nuke's top 5 viewer Jose Gonzalez.
Wait, that was a
Blue LED pool lights. But when she reviews her clip, she notices that she accidentally caught something that is downright creepy. Some odd translucent figure seems to eerily float around the edge of the pool.
I don't know. It's so hard to tell because of how blurry it is. It could literally be someone walking from the background. Yes, they look kind of translucent when they're over here. But I don't know.
Passing right through the woman's
Because
daughter.
of how... Okay, wait a minute. That did look kind of translucent. My thing is like the way the light is shining on it makes it seem like it's more opaque.
So are these figures just a trick of the light? Or did these people capture real evidence of the supernatural?
Scale 1 to 10.
A little visit.
I give
Nuke's
it
top 5 viewer Jose Gonzalez sent me this strange footage that
4.
was captured just outside an apartment complex in Southern California. Jose says that the footage was caught by a family friend on a door cam just outside her apartment. It shows something that is truly bizarre. Some little figure that seems to be walking on 2 legs moves under the stairs. Then, as a woman passes by, it seems to press itself up against the wall to avoid her attention. Then, the little figure quickly crawls between the steps and disappears out of sight. Weirdly, whatever this is almost looks like it's dressed in a tiny little robe. Now, Jose believes that the security cam caught a
I
duende,
can see
a
that.
mischievous creature from Spanish and Latin American folklore that is said to be similar to a gnome or leprechaun.
just a blurry
But let me know what
thing
you
that
think
moves.
this is.
Honestly, that
Through
can't
the
happen.
eyes of a child. A young woman named Kyla says that she once saw a ghost when she was
Look at that.
only 3 years old. Her aunt is filming her at the table when suddenly
A 3.
this happens.
Look, an apple. Don't come in here, okay? Stay in there. Stay in there in the living room. Don't come in here, okay? I won't let you anymore. I'm just gonna get.
Who you talking to?
I don't like that.
Who you talking to?
I don't want to. No.
Huh?
I don't like that one.
Well, who? You don't like who? What, baby? Like what?
Okay, guys.
It's now 15 years later and Kyla is 18. She says she has very little memory of this specific incident.
So basically, me and my aunt, I was at my aunt's house. My grandma lived down the street, and I guess my mom was at work. We were just eating potato soup, and I guess I saw something or someone on the stairs, and I was like, "Don't you come in here!" And they just kept getting closer to me, and you could see that I'm looking that way, and I'm just like, you know, because it's coming at me, and I'm like, "Get away!"
Who you talking to?
I don't like that.
Now we go to Wichita, Kansas, where Nuke's top 5 viewer Dallas Clark says that she's worried that her home might be
Alright, for that one, this happens sometimes. I'm not saying that they happen to do it. some parents make their kids say things just for attention for videos. That does happen. And then sometimes it's just a kid um, imagining things. You never know. Uh, I don't know, honestly. Can be legit. Like, what's the purpose of her recording her during that moment? You know what I mean? Why was your phone out? Anyways, I'm gonna hit away this, so I'll be right back. I'd say I give that a 3. I don't know if I mentioned this. 10 being the most believable, 1 being the least believable. So yeah, I give that one a 3.
Haunted after her Ring camera captures a very
Pause. Get these back on.
strange conversation. You see, her young son seems to be having an argument with someone. But the problem is, he's in his room all alone.
See, when a kid is this age, I feel like for them to come up with imaginary people is more difficult. I feel like whatever they interact with is probably more on the legit side.
Won't talk? You don't talk to me. Wait, ghost man. Ghost man, ghost man. Ghost man, you say yes. Your eyes stupid. You don't like you anywhere. Yeah.
Yo. That's hilarious. Shout out to that kid though.
Want to talk to me, ghost? Uh-huh. You want to talk?
Okay, this video is definitely staged. It's literally meant for views. Come on now.
You want to talk, ghost? You want to talk to me? I'm gonna beat you up. Cause if you don't be quiet now, I'll go. Go, ghost.
The toddler seems to be speaking to an invisible entity that he has named,
That's hilarious.
quote,
He's like,
Ghost
"I'll
Man.
fuck you up."
The boy even goes so far as to threaten to beat up Ghost Man.
I'm gonna beat you up. Cause if you don't be quiet now,
The little boy even yells for the ghost to leave.
I'll go. Go, ghost.
Dallas says that her son still
Yeah, I
speaks
give it a
to,
1.
quote, Ghost Man, and that she has captured other spooky disturbances all around her home.
Oh, same.
Another family in Houston, Texas has a similar strange experience with their 1-year-old daughter. One evening, Tiffany
giving it a
Matthews
1.
notices that her little girl is looking at something in their kitchen, and that's when things get real.
Actually, I don't know. Might take that back. Cause some kids are just raised in front of their parents and hear them say certain things, and that's why he's like, "I'm gonna fuck you up." Like that also could have been staged, though. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you tell your kid to say that so the video goes viral. But then also it could have been like a kid genuinely reacting how his dad would have probably seen his dad get into some shit, maybe.
Really weird.
Y'all, I don't know who she playing with, but it's an invisible person, and they're tickling her.
They're doing love for that.
Stop.
Who play on you, baby?
And I pray so much, it can't be no bad spirit in here. 'Cause I pray so much over this house.
Hey. You play with your granny? You play with your granny? You play with your granny?
She is really interacting.
See, kids, it's so hard to tell whether they're legit or not because it could be so many different factors. It could be just a kid imagining some shit. It could be kids' parents telling them to do it. Or, like, you can never know. It's so difficult to tell. She seems genuinely playing with something. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Little 1-year-old Trinity can be seen happily reacting to something her family just can't see. The child's mother believes that whatever this is can't be anything malicious. She thinks that her daughter is probably playing with the loving...
And again, the question that I asked earlier in one of the videos, is this a reoccurring thing? Does this happen multiple times? If it's just a one and done thing, then I'm gonna go ahead and say it's not an actual ghost, right?
spirit of her grandmother. So do you think this is all just a child's overactive imagination? Or just what are these young children seeing?
One sec. Did I? Okay.
You decide. If you see something that you think would be perfect for the top 5, email me at nukestop5@gmail.com. You can also tag me on TikTok at nukestop5official, and be sure to tag me only at nukestop5official because there are a lot of fake accounts on there. Ghost hunts gone wrong. In this next video, a ghost hunter named Alex is exploring a haunted house where he hears a rumbling noise coming from a nearby wardrobe.
Damn. Seen that move.
The mirror on the wardrobe burst outward, sending sharp shards of glass flying towards Alex, barely missing him. But there's something even weirder here.
There's like a hand or something.
Did you see it? Some bizarre shadow figure comes flying right out of the mirror and darts across the room so fast that Alex doesn't even notice. He checks the inside of the wardrobe, but there's nothing there. Mark Sebastian is staying at the infamous Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. The Stanley Hotel is said to be one of the most haunted hotels in North America, and is most famously known as the inspiration for the Stephen King book and subsequent movie, The Shining. Turns out that the hotel does live up to its spooky reputation. As Mark is filming the outside of the hotel late one night, he captured...
Oh wait, the other one has nothing to do with that, right? That was a abandoned spot. I was about to say, if that happened in a Stanley Hotel, I'd believe it, because like no one in their right mind would want to break something that's part of a hotel, right? That makes no sense. But the other one's in a abandoned spot. That could easily, I'm sure there's ways of faking it. I'll give it a 5 on a believability scale.
Here's this.
Holy shit. I'm not kidding. I just saw someone move in that window. Look in this window right here. Shh, you hear that?
A dark figure seems to peek out of one of the hotel's upper windows. But what's especially creepy is that this room is closed and locked off, inaccessible to the public.
This is the room where I saw something.
Okay.
There's no one there.
Even the hotel staff can't explain Mark's strange ghostly capture, as no member of the
That's so cool though. I really want to go to this hotel. I've said it multiple times. I'd love to go somewhere haunted just to experience something.
staff patrols that room, and it's not open to hotel guests.
Really creepy though.
Isn't that creepy?
I'm glad we
Place
caught
known
that.
for haunting.
Me too.
You should show the tours.
Okay, I'll show the tours downstairs. Okay. I confirmed with the staff that no one was in there. They don't do patrols inside of that room. And most certainly not at 2:30 a.m.
I want to let you know that I was on live the entire night that night. So there are at least 1,000 people who saw the events of the footage you just saw play out in real time. It's a locked whiskey bar that is only open for private.
See, one thing I like hearing when it comes to these videos is live. It's harder to pull a stunt live than it is recorded. It's still possible, but it's harder. That makes the believability levels go up to like I'd say an 8.
Events. And as soon as I saw Mr. Shadowman show his ass, I ran up to the door of that room that is on that little patio that you can see in the video, shined a flashlight in and showed that there was no one in there.
So just who or what did Mark see? Let me know what you think. This next clip was sent to me by Nuke's Top 5 viewer Zach S. He says that just after midnight, he and his friend Brandon were exploring a tunnel in Shinks Ferry, Pennsylvania, that locals claim is extremely haunted. As the guys look around, something happens that chills them to their core.
Seriously, what is that? I hear it sounds like boots, like wet boots walking over here.
Well, I heard that too, but did you hear the like low like?
Yeah.
It's like a male.
Yeah, that's what I was describing as a growl.
It's like a male grunting.
Zane, what the?
The two guys hear what sounds like a person moving in the tunnel, which kind of freaks them out. But as they go to check it out, they hear what almost sounds like a loud wailing moan from somewhere very close by. This sends the guys screaming back to their car in absolute terror.
If this was fake, I would say they did a really good job of acting it out. Cause the scream sounded legit, the reaction. One thing I look for is how they react. Cause some people just be walking up and they don't have any reaction. They'll be like, oh, what was that? But then it also is like, if I was trying to make a viral video, I go all out and practice until I get the shit right and scream, you know. I give it a 6.
Zane, what the?
So did Zach and Brandon hear a ghost tromping around and whooping it up? Well, you decide.
Whether it's a ghost or not, that's another thing. It could have been lots of things. It could have been like some homeless dude just moaning. I know it sounds weird, but you never know. Maybe some people are having homeless sex. And yeah, lost my train of thought.
Side. Caught on camera. Now, I don't usually feature scary photos on the channel because they're just too easy to fake. But I found these pictures especially interesting just because they're so strange and seem much harder to manipulate. Now, first up, some women were on a girls' trip to celebrate one of the women's birthdays. There were no husbands or boyfriends and no children in attendance. So one of the women snapped a live photo on her iPhone and captured this.
Oh, I see the kid.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
On the right side of the picture, a small boy who seems to be absolutely colorless
so
appears over the women's shoulders. Now, if you don't know, an iPhone Live photo captures a few frames before the photo and a few frames after. And if you look closely, this little pale gray boy actually seems to be moving. The women say that they have no idea who this boy could be, as there were absolutely no children around anywhere.
I've never used this live capture thing before. I don't have an iPhone. I don't know. Obviously, the kid doesn't look like he belongs in the photo. Gray as hell. So he doesn't look like a regular kid. I mean, it could be an actual kid just covered in something that's making it look like that, but look at how dark his eyes are. And another thing is, if this was caught on an iPhone, I expect the quality to look a little better than this, right? Especially with phones nowadays. I give it a 4.
Next up, a young woman named Tegan is taking a picture with her boyfriend. But later when she prints the photo out, she notices something very odd in the background. A very tall, thin man with indistinct features and hollow eyes can be seen watching them. The couple claims that the strange man with seemingly extra long limbs was not there.
Is that like inside or is that a reflection? It's gotta be inside, right? Because of how it's covering that part. Oh yeah, it's gotta be inside, right?
When they took the picture. Destination unknown.
I give it a...
Now, this story is about a different kind of scare, one that you might not take seriously, but maybe you should. Back in 2003, the movie Final Destination 2 was released, and it featured this classic horror scene involving a log truck.
Damn.
Now, this movie scene became so iconic that when the new Final Destination movie was released earlier this year, the movie studio actually put ads on log trucks.
Wow.
Now, the Final Destination 2 log truck scene pretty much influenced the driving habits of a whole generation.
And this is what Final Destination did to the millennials. Look.
Nobody's behind that truck. Not one car in the lane. Fuck
you.
But some people didn't see Final Destination 2, or maybe they just didn't take it seriously.
This guy has never watched Final Destination 2 because why are we following this jam?
Tori, every single millennial is terrified, and you have, oh my gosh, we're cruising behind the lumber truck.
They have to strap those down.
Oh, I bet they said that in the movie too.
But here's what makes the Final Destination log truck scene especially creepy, because sometimes it actually happens.
Arriving behind the Final Destination truck, keeping our distance. For some reason, they're gonna lose it. Swear to God, they're gonna lose the log. Happening! It's happening! It's happening!
That's actually
I have
wow.
my camera out.
At least the logs on that is like horizontal.
And if you're saying,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
well, that's not like the movie, the log just fell off the side, even though the driver weirdly just kept going. But no, as I said before, this has actually happened.
This crazy, boy.
Damn.
So, is it scary or just a public service message? Either way, just do not drive behind a log truck.
You'd think they'll learn to like make sure those logs are like, I don't know, some way strapped, so it's like impossible for it to fall out.
The devil down below. A guy named Kyle Anthony says that lately he has been hearing strange sounds around his house. Oddly enough, he says that the sounds are coming from beneath his house, in the house's crawl space. He sets up a camera down there to see what's going on. What he captures makes his blood run cold.
I just saw the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Watch this.
What the fuck?
Kyle's camera captures what looks like a person or something hiding in the tiny crawl space underneath his house, thinking it might be some strange person actually living.
That's what I think. I don't think it's a ghost. I think it's actually a person living in there. People have done this. So,
Living underneath his home, he goes into his house's crawl space to check it out.
I can't sleep.
the amount of balls you would have to go in here.
There's a security camera. I don't know what I saw. I'm not seeing anything. I don't know what this tarp is. Whether or not there's anything underneath it. I don't see anything. I don't see any signs of life. I don't see any signs of afterlife. I'm gonna get the heck out of here.
Kyle investigates and even crawls his way into the space underneath his house. But there's just no one there. So what do you think this is?
I still think it's an actual person that probably just tried staying there for a bit and then dipped, or realized that, oh wait, the camera's right by the entrance, right? There's gotta be two entrances to this crawl space. That's the only thing I could think of, because he probably seen the camera and he's like, okay, I can't afford to be seen. I'm going out another way.
Let me know. Sensing something bad. A guy named Nick takes care of his elderly grandmother who has to.
I believe that it's more of a human than a ghost. So when it comes to me believing that's a human, I give it a 10. Versus a ghost, like a 1 or a 2.
Dementia. One night while his grandmother is having an episode, weird things start to happen around their house.
As someone who is currently working in a retirement home, you see old people doing stuff like this, it's normal. You just go help them, you know, take them to whatever direction. What is that? Is that like a robot cleaner thing?
It's just a Roomba.
Was it always on? Is she making them noises? I don't like, that's creepy as hell. It is moving kind of funny. But then
Nick's grandmother's dog starts to growl toward the kitchen for no reason. Then the roaming Roomba seems to randomly start and stop, as if it's sensing something right in front of it. But there's nothing there. And finally, something falls from the top of the fridge. Now, as for the randomly stopping Roomba, Nick later shows that the little Roomba is functioning normally, and usually only does this when it is about to collide with something, like a person standing in front of it.
Can you try to step in front of that? And so it just does that. Move away. So that comment says that the Roomba doesn't do that unless someone's in front of it.
And so in the video, we also see something fall. Well, Nick also explains this, and it's a little creepy.
One of my grandma's little angels fell off the fridge last night. My grandma loves to collect little figurines.
That's creepy as hell.
See how far back they are.
That's a horror movie
Genuinely.
type shit.
I mean, the significance of an angel falling and not legitimately anything else she has.
Nick says that now both of his grandmother's dogs have become absolutely petrified of the kitchen. He says that both dogs sit and stare at the kitchen every night and often just refuse to enter that room.
I was watching my show, and
there's nothing there.
But then things get even creepier, because one night, the Roomba at Nick's grandmother's house again just starts to act very strange.
Whoa.
It's the only thing I see.
Whoa.
Yo, what? That's, like I said, that's like straight out of a horror movie. I kid you not. It's like, you know that one scene in Insidious where the, like a toy's rolling through the room or something? Oh, hell no, it's following you too.
Yo.
No way. There's so many things going on. It's like, it's so hard to believe it or not. Oh man, they climbed up the carpet too. Usually it like bumps and moves. I gotta Google this. Can you? Yes, you can. Here we go. That debunks that. Actually, remote access. This is probably what I'm looking for. Wait, no. Specific functions. Remote control. There we go. Here it is. There we go. We just debunked that one. Cause yes, that's creepy as hell, but like, could you imagine this dude was faking the whole thing, and it's like he put his grandma up to it, or even worse, his grandma has dementia, right? And he's taking advantage of it to make a viral video. See, for the other part, when things are falling down, it could literally be placement. We don't know. He claims that everything was neatly in that area. There's no chance of it falling over. Yeah. On top of that, I don't think we could even tell that it was an angel that fell. It almost looked like anything that just fell.
Jesus!
Now, the Roomba following Nick around and crashing down the stairs is odd enough, because, well, they're just not supposed to do that. But the Roomba flipping over on its own has absolutely no explanation.
Yeah, I would
Nick says that his grandmother found the Roomba in the living room and placed it back in the kitchen. He says that since this, the Roomba has just not moved again, despite having a full charge. But he does say that his grandma's 2 dogs are still scared of the device and often just stare at it. End of the road.
See, there's things that can be explained, and then there's some things that can't, or are hard to explain. Like the dog's just staring in one location. Maybe someone's there trying to distract them. Who knows? I give it a 5 out of 10 because I'm like really stuck in the middle because like there's the Roomba flipping over. Yeah, that's crazy as hell, but it just seems too unbelievable. Actually, now I'm leaning more towards like a 3. Yeah.
Sam Rossi is an independent truck driver in Southeast Asia. He regularly posts his experiences and adventures as he drives his truck across the countryside of Indonesia. Late one night, Sam is driving his truck along a long, lonely stretch of road that locals claim is haunted by a dark spirit. Just after he crosses a bridge in the middle of nowhere, his truck suddenly breaks down.
Ya bener sampean, Apa jenenge? Tibake mesinku sing keder. Wis tak servis ya, Lur ya. Hawane.
Sam can't understand what's wrong because he says that he's just recently had the truck checked and serviced. And this is when things take a terrifying turn.
Aku saiki ngomong yo. Mambune. Moro-moro mambune gak enak, Lur. Mambu melati campur amis. Sapa iku? Sapa? Si ambu amis, Lur yo.
Smells so fishy.
Ayo. Sapa?
Interesting.
Hey, tok sapa iki?
I think this video just edited.
Hey, Walot! Munculah!
Yeah, I saw that.
Sam smells something horrible and peers under his truck, only to see someone's bare feet that seem to be floating just above the pavement on the other side. But when he checks, there's no one there. After this spooky encounter and with his truck stalled on the road, Sam decides to get out of there and go find some help. Scary videos. Now, these are videos that kind of fit this scary genre, but they're kind of goofy or funny. Maybe just goofy. Anyway, you decide. First up, a man spots something terrifying peering at him from the corner of his door frame. was just his cat. But how did it get up there? Was it something supernatural? Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't anything supernatural. Next, we move on to something really scary that actually makes its way inside the door. The result is truly disturbing.
I'm gonna cry. Mama, let's go! I'm gonna cry. Mama, let's go!
Some say that this unfortunate woman never made it out of that room. And then some say she just stepped on that roach. Continuing on, sometimes we hear about strange things that are said to be the result of paranormal activity, but we only have the story and experience of the person who witnessed it. Case in point.
I'd be shitting myself too. Crazy thing is, it's just
Afterwards, this very scared guy watched the CCTV, and he felt like an idiot, I would assume. Now, finally, if you believe in strange creatures and cryptids, well, the road maintenance crew in Australia is right there with you.
Hang on a goddamn minute. Hang on a goddamn minute.
yeah, I mean, like,
There's a
what?
fucking what in 40 kilometers? Where the f*** are we going?
Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully, I'll see you back again next time.
I'm gonna cry. Mama, let's go!
W video. Yeah, so which one got me the most? Oh yeah, the dude inside the cross space. That one, I believe that's a human. And then I'm thinking that those kid ones are like, those ones are so tough to tell. But yeah, W video.